I need a medic!
Get out of my face. Get out of my face, dude.
Then blue light audits. This week I traveled all the way to my hometown of Palm Bay, Florida. And I stood before the very council that's embarrassed I was ever their deputy chief. Because I've been outspoken about failed leadership, bad hiring, bad retention, and I discussed specifically the hiring of Officer Sean Rollins. You'll see that I'm holding up the paperwork that outlines his history of abuse against prisoners and citizens, but yet we hired him. Embarrassing. Do me a favor, comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if my message resonates. As a deputy chief in a failed system, in a failing, distressed profession, as an FBI national graduate of Session 279, trying to make a difference, trying to change the profession and protect the very men and women that don the uniform and the very citizens that they've sworn to serve. Thank you.
Lance Fisher. Today I received these troubling documents from the City of Palm Bay reference to Officer Rollins' hiring. This paperwork was provided to the Palm Bay Police Department during his hiring process for the incidents outlined in Columbia, South Carolina. January 11th, 2020, violations of pursuit policy sustained. February 10th, use of force findings not policy compliant. February 22nd, use of force findings not policy compliant. March 6th, use of force findings not policy compliant. March 8th, use of force not policy compliance. April 4th, May 15th, June 4th, all of 2020, use of force not policy compliant. Per their website, when the Columbia, South Carolina PD indicates that a member is non-policy compliant, it means that that officer has not followed the established policies and procedures of the department. On February 3rd of 2021, an internal complaint was conducted. Unsatisfactory performance, sustained. Courtesy, sustained. Abusive process, sustained. Prompt compliance with the direct lawful order of a superior, sustained. Excessive or excessive force, sustained. Willful violations of policy and procedures, endangering persons and property, sustained. These documents indicate that on February 17th, Officer Rollins resigned. Here is Officer Rollins' training history reports from Columbia, South Carolina Criminal Justice Academy. In bold, separation due to misconduct, termination involving misconduct, the repeated use of excessive force in dealing with public or prisoners, physical or physiological abuse of members of the public and prisoners. The report then describes 4 uses of alleged misconduct, including pushing down a handcuffed female, grabbing an individual by the throat, which we've all seen, and 2 uses of force that were deemed unnecessary. The city of Mascot is currently involved in a lawsuit for alleged police brutality at the hands of Sean Rollins. I traveled to Mascot last week and I spoke to their city council, and after speaking to Mascot city employees, they too were aware of his history. Recently, Chief Agello directed a press release regarding the hiring of Officer Sean Rollins. He says the Palm Bay Police Department conducts thorough background checks on every member of your organization. Chief Agello, Chief Spears, Laura Clausen, and I myself failed this community when I hired Officer Rollins. It appears our background investigators were aware of his troubled history, were aware that he had a pattern of controversial use of forces, knew that he either resigned or was terminated after a series of complaints and investigation, but still we chose to hire him. Your city manager indicated that nothing I have provided him, that the culture of the Palm Bay Police Department that failed, the failures of leadership of Chief Agello, and the need for an outside chief have been credible. Not the employee letters I provided him, the thumb drive with 156 files, including emails, text messages, screenshots, police reports to include the text messages between Chief Spears, Chief Agello, and command staff about shooting children, calling officers yahoos, and weaponizing the very department to harass and intimidate the chief's neighbors. I provide your city manager names and phone numbers of past employees that would verify much of what I said, but I'm told not a single person was contacted. It's time for change. It's time for a new city manager. It's time for a new chief. Chief Agello, you need to retire today. It's time to protect this community. It's time to protect the officers, the men and women of the Palm Bay Police Department by conducting a nationwide search for a new police chief.